I know your dirty little secret. Yep. I know that while on the outside you look like an accomplished, fancy business owner, behind the scenes, by the end of the week, you feel drained, overwhelmed, and overloaded. I struggled with this same overwhelm until I developed a weekly routine that I call the Boss Reset. And honestly, it's changed everything about how I approach each Monday. So in this video, I'm gonna show you how to easily transform your week from chaotic and exhausting to focused and productive. To start, let me show you how to go from mental clutter to mental peace. Okay, so you know how you go to pour a fresh cup of coffee and the mug is still full of whatever you left in there last week. It's cold, it's old, it's kind of sad, right? If you were to try to brew a hot pot with the pot still full of last week's old coffee, obviously it's gonna spill everywhere because there's no more room in that pot. Your brain works the same way. When your head is already packed, new information or plans just don't stick. So before you add anything new, dump out what's stale first. That's why the first step in my weekly reset is this simple but powerful ritual to release. Release the mental clutter so that you can start fresh and lead your business from a clear and grounded mind. So we'll start with capturing the chaos to clear the clutter. So I'm gonna draw this out for you, and I'll start with this triangle that kind of explains why we're gonna do this. This release helps us go into the next steps with a positive mental space because like attracts like, right? If we look at this triangle, our emotions impact our thought, which impact our behaviors. So starting with a feeling of peace is gonna impact everything else in the process. And the first release happens in your mind, and it's very different than a brain dump. This is where you're gonna intentionally capture what matters in your brain capture. This is where you will collect any open loops in your head. So things like mental to-dos, those random ideas, worries, even the things like random screenshots that you meant to do something with during the week. You're gonna check your sticky notes, you're gonna check your journals, your notes app, anywhere you stash things when life is moving fast, and then you're gonna move it all into your organized brain or your digital task system. If you want to grab the organized brain that I use inside my Productive Boss Notion system, I will link that for you below to grab. Now, your brain was never meant to be a storage unit, right? You wanna get into the habit of letting your system hold things for you instead. And remember, this is not a brain dump. It is an intentional brain transfer that you're gonna do each week to give yourself mental clarity. All right, the second thing is tidy. Your second release is gonna actually happen in your space, your digital spaces and physical spaces. So next, I want you to go close those browser tabs that you've had open since Tuesday, right? I know you because I am you. Clear out those inboxes by grabbing tasks out of them and adding them to your organized brain. Do things like trashing screenshots on your desktop that you don't need anymore. You can wipe down your desk, tidy your desk, all those things. You will be so surprised how much lighter you feel when your environment reflects peace back to you. And by the way, I do have this all laid out for you in my Systemize Circle weekly review checklist. If you're interested, you can go grab it for free in the link below. Okay, next, I'm gonna show you how to capitalize on this mental peace to be more productive in the actual coming week. Being busy without a plan is just running fast in the wrong direction, kind of like being on a train that's moving full speed, but no one checked to see if it's on the right track, right? You can have a packed calendar, a full to-do list, and still in the week feeling like nothing got done. Because being busy and actually being aligned with what's most important are two different things. So this part of the reset is about checking in. Does your week actually reflect what you care most about? You're the one driving the train. Make sure you know where you're going. So your calendar should serve your mission, not the other way around. And what I recommend for business owners and executives in particular is something I call the CEO weekly review. So the first thing we're going to address is all the noise, all those things that you've captured throughout the week that are out of your brain, but they're still unorganized, right? And to address that noise, we're going to clear by sorting our inboxes, which I largely use the para method inside my organized brain to do this. And the most important part of this sorting is deciding which of these tasks should be completed in the coming week, actually. And what that does is get us organized. Another thing that we address during our weekly review is confusion. In business, what I've learned from my own experiences, from mentors, and even women that I've coached, is we can't be making decisions and taking actions by just like shooting in the dark. If our business is gonna succeed, we have to be strategic, and we do that by tracking. We want to be tracking what I call our metrics that matter, aka your KPIs. And we also want to be tracking our habits that we're trying to solidify. So, and the magic of tracking these things each week is it helps us get focused on doubling down on what matters and correcting or eliminating what doesn't. I do this on Mondays in a weekly non-negotiable meeting with myself. I call my weekly business review. And then the last thing our CEO weekly review addresses is the drift. How often do we set big business goals, but as time goes on, life gets busy and we're just in go, go, go mode, and slowly we've drifted away from the goals that we set for ourselves, and sometimes even forgetting them entirely. And what we want to do in our review is to address that, is to align. We take a moment to check in with our weekly lead goals, those SMART goals, our monthly goals, which if you use my system are based on your quarterly goals and your yearly goals, and we realign really with our mission. And this allows us to stay on track with our goals, to make progress, and to actually build momentum, to keep going, to make progress. And in the end, at the top here, our CEO weekly review gets your mind, your business, and your mission back in sync. And again, if you want the exact order of how I implement this weekly review, you can grab my free weekly review checklist below. Now, mental clarity is great, but how do we actually get stuff done after we've organized and aligned? Let me show you that next. This is where we will plan the next week like a boss. All those tasks that you organized and decided when they're going to be done this week, now's the time to schedule them. But wait, there is a crucial step between the weekly review and the weekly planning that every boss must take. Running those tasks through what I call the CEO matrix before adding them to your calendar. Now, transparently, I don't do this each and every week, but if there's a moment that I'm feeling overwhelmed or stressed or not knowing what to prioritize, I definitely bake this into my weekly review before I move into the planning stage. All right, so let's talk about my CEO matrix. Many of us have heard of the Eisenhower matrix, but I don't think it's really useful for entrepreneurs. Simply put, just because it's urgent or important doesn't necessarily mean you should be the one doing it in your business. In fact, I think that asking is it urgent or important is the wrong question to ask. What I think you should be asking instead is how much is it you coded and how much will this task impact the business? And you coded meaning that it energizes you, you're passionate about it, or you're the face of it, right? So the bottom left is low impact and low you coded. This bottom left over here is what I call the swamp of false productivity. Let's be real. Most entrepreneurs are stuck here. They're drowning in a swamp of admin, perfectionism, and micro decisions that don't really move the business forward. Things like fiddling with fonts or responding to every comment or manually fixing tech issues. You feel busy, but you're kind of just spinning your wheels. It's like watering weeds and wondering why your garden won't grow. So this bottom left over here is the swamp. You don't need to get better at these things. You need to just stop doing them entirely. You need to eliminate. This is where dreams go to drown in meaningless tasks. All right. So the top left here is low impact and highly you coded. Now this top zone, which we'll put in yellow, is what I call the candy bowl of entrepreneurship. It's sweet, satisfying, but low in nutritional value for the business. And this quadrant is sneaky. It feels good because it's in your zone. Things like answering DMs, going deep in a comment thread, over editing your slides. These are things that really do light you up. They're highly you coded, but they don't build a business. It's like a candy bowl. You don't need to throw it out, but you need to really limit how often you're reaching your hand in there. You want to do these things sparingly. So to reiterate, this area feels good, but it really feeds nothing. All right, so the bottom right, this is highly impactful for the business, but it's low you coded. So in this corner, which is high impact, low you coded, I call this the engine room. It's critical to the ship, but not where the captain should live necessarily. So this quadrant is packed with things that actually matter. Editing videos, managing email flows, maintaining your website. But just because it's important doesn't mean it should be done by you. So in this order, you're either going to automate it, systemize it, or delegate it. So for example, for me, this is video editing. It's something that's really impactful to my business, but I'm not necessarily great at it. So in business, it's our goal to be working on the business and not always in the business. And as we're building, we don't always have the option to delegate, which is where automation and systemizing is key to optimize your time on these things. But eventually these things you will be delegating, right? Your role is to design the engine, not to get caught in the gears. Because again, just because something matters doesn't mean it needs you, right? Then we have our top right. This is highly impactful and highly you coded. So moving up here to this top right zone, this is the CEO flow zone. And this is where we will aim to spend most of our time on you coded and highly impactful tasks. Even if you are a solopreneur right now, this is where you should be aiming to spend most of your time. This is your zone, the area of greatness, right? These are the tasks that only you can do, and they build the legacy and drive the mission of your business. Things like filming content, casting your vision, creating frameworks, or designing your next product. It's not just impactful, really, it's also energizing for you. And when you're in this zone, you're not just building a business, you're leading your business with alignment. And you're gonna still find ways to get support in these tasks to optimize optimize your time. And this is where I use the 10-80-10 rule that I learned from Dan Martell, which is basically I will start the first 10 with my vision and branding. Then I will get help with 80% of the heavy lifting to finish that task or that project. And then I'll put the finishing touches on with the last 10% of the project myself. For instance, when I designed my Mod Ambition planner, it was my vision, my content, my design, but I got a graphic designer and then my supplier to help me with that 80% in the middle to bring it to life. And then I put the final edits and revisions, the last 10%, to bring the product to life. That way I stayed in my flow and the business scaled without me trying to do every single thing. And then there's also this visionary task zone in the very top right corner here. And this is what will be done 100% by you and your partners if you have them. This is the company vision work that only you can do. By the way, I do have a workbook with all the strategies I'm sharing in this video. So if you want to grab it for free, just click the link in the description below. Now, if you want to actually know how to get these things done that you plan in your weekly reset, I want you to watch this video next on my 3-7 time blocking method for entrepreneurs. I'll see you over there. And until next time, cheers to planning, manifesting, and enjoying your dream life. Namaste, and please subscribe.